Hello again, and welcome back to the story. Last time we left our adventures, we had continued helping the people here of the Crossroads. We had recovered some supplies that were stolen by Quilboar during an attack on one of the caravans bringing supplies here. We vanquished many Quilboar in the process of recovering those supplies, including their leader, Kreenig Snarlsnout. We also continued our theme of eradicating wildlife in the area. We collected some zebra hooves and added some more raptor heads to our collection. We also met up with Regthar Deathgate further into the wilds of the Barrens, who asked us for our aid in dealing with the Kolkar Centaur in the area. Apparently the various scattered tribes had sort of been rallying with new leadership and causing some real havoc in the area here. We had vanquished the first of those leaders and dealt with many of the lesser centaur, gathering bracers as proof of our deeds. We also then stopped by some of the nearby oasis and gathered some mushrooms, as well as investigated a strange fissure in the bottom of one that we believe to be the source of strange, powerful energies seeping into the Barrens themselves. And we find ourselves back here now for another session, and I think that we are going to start by, I believe we left off last time with having a delivery to make for one of the apothecaries here to venture down to Thunder Bluff. And I believe that this particular one was a timed quest, and I thought it might be appropriate to do after the fact. Alright, so here we are. I have rendered the spores you gave me into an emulsion. I must now send it to my associate, Apothecary Zama. If you were to carry this to her, she can offer you something from our stores of alchemical goods. She's in the Pools of Vision, a cave beneath the shamans of Thunder Bluff. The path to this cave is well hidden, but you may find it on the Spirit Rise bluff. Do hurry. This emulsion will maintain its potency for only a short time, and must be resealed and processed before then. Alright, so we will grab this collection of spores, which we have a time limit with which to deliver. 44 minutes and 50 seconds. I believe we also have a delivery to make. Yes, we were to take a Wind Rider to Thunder Bluff, so we could do that as well. Those two things will probably level us to 16, which would be an ideal time to go learn some of our new spells, but I think just to be extra careful, we will just go see if we can't snag another raptor head. We still have not found any zebra hooves. The zebra here have been rather stringy to date, not really wanting to give up any of their hooves, or perhaps we've simply just been destroying them in the process of trying to gather some, but I think we will take a peek and see if we can't find at least a little bit before we venture over, which might help ensure that we get our level up so we can get our skills all at the same time. Alright, well, I think we can survive the hit, so we'll just jump off the tower here, break our ankles a little bit, and we will venture in here to Hanu.
What brings you here?
Greetings. If you are here for leather goods, then you will find my wares well crafted. There is dust on your shoulders that must be from the barons. You have spoken with my friend Jahan? Ah, a new bundle of hides. I will get to work on these immediately. Thank you, sister. You've done me a great service. Here are some coins to pay for your time and travel costs. Perfect. Recoup our costs of travel here. I've prepared leather goods for Jahan to sell at the crossroads. Will you bring them to him? If you have already been to the crossroads and spoken to their Windrider master, then you can fly one of our Thunder Bluff Windriders back to him. Take the leather goods to Tal, our Windrider master in Thunder Bluff, and speak with him to arrange transport to the crossroads. Alright, so we will do just that. Nice little introductory quest, learning about how to use the flight system here in Azeroth. But that is not all we have time for. We must venture over and deliver these rendered spores. And then we will need to hit the Hunter Trainer, which will be over on the Hunter's Rise. Just a quick jaunt the other way. We'll reclaim White Knight with us here. I think he loses loyalty if he is dismissed, either intentionally or not, so we'll keep him out whenever possible. Then he's available if we need him to. Can never be too careful with some of the things that show up. Some things might jump us. Let's see, we will talk to Clarice afterwards here. She may wish us to venture elsewhere.
I am forsaken.
For our people to survive, we must study the ways of nature and learn its secrets. You have something from Apothecary Helbrim? I do. Some rendered spores. Ah, the spores from the barons that Helbrim was gathering. He garnered your aid in delivering them? Good. And the emulsion is still potent, so you must have wasted no time in the delivery. Well done, Hunter. Ooh, so we can get a staff that's got some pretty good stats, but I don't think it quite compares to our swords. We'll probably not equip that, but I think that, yeah, let's go with some agility. Who doesn't like some agility? Serpent Bloom. The Royal Apothecary Society, based in the great undercity of Lordaeron, has sent me here for a very specific service, Story. Perhaps you wish to aid me and in turn the Dark Lady in our efforts to advance the Forsaken. Recently, I studied a rare specimen of flora named Serpent Bloom. I believe in greater quantities this herb has great potential. Unfortunately, Serpent Bloom can only be found in the darkest recesses of the Wailing Caverns, a dangerous cave system located in the Barrens. Well, it just so happens that we have been venturing around in the Barrens, and I would be happy to help collect some Serpent Bloom. I believe we can collect some of that without having to enter the dungeon that is the Wailing Caverns. Let's see what Clarice has for us here. Until death do us part. Filthy scum leaves me for his damn crusade because the light is the most important thing we have against the threats the undead pose. Well, what about his children? What about me? Night after night I sat patiently waiting for him, always second to his blasted duty. Well, witness what justice brings you, Story. He's dead, and I'm bearing the very thing he was trying to stop. Take this piece of junk and put it on his tomb in the sepulchre. I want nothing to do with it anymore, or him. In Silverpine... no, we are not headed over that way. I'm not going to bother with that. And I think it might actually be pronounced sepulcher. I will need to... This is not a word I believe I've heard spoken. I've read it many times, but I don't know that I've ever heard it spoken. Sepulcher? I think that might be it. Okay, but we have delivered the spores, and we have been tasked with collecting more herbs from the Barrens region. So I think we are probably mostly done in Thunder Bluff, with the exception of our new skills. Okay, let's go talk to Tal, the Windrider Master, and make our way back over to the crossroads. Wind our way up here. Make our way back up to the top.
Peace.
Hey there, Tal. When mounted on the back of a Windrider, one sees that its reputation for strength and speed is well earned. Greetings, Hunter. What can I do for you? I need a ride. You need to take this to the crossroads, eh? That's not a problem. If you've already been there and spoken to Devrak, then you can take one of my Windriders back to him. Perfect. Let's do exactly that. In order to fly to a town, you must have already been there and spoken with the Windrider Master of that town. You've been to the crossroads and spoken to their Windrider Master Devrak, so for a small fee you can take a Windrider to him from here. Speak with me again when you're ready. Once at the crossroads, you can then deliver the leather goods to Jahan Hawkwing.
Be careful.
Perfect.
How may I
We have
aid?
learned how the system works. To the crossroads. Okay, so got a number of centaur back over here. Oh, this looks like it might be... I would have thought this was the command tent, but the closer I get, this does look like where we found Barrack the first time around. So maybe this is probably where we will find Verog as well. So let's try and round up some of the centaur here. It's inside our range. Didn't need to wing clip. Didn't quite get that close. And then we'll just keep our eyes peeled. I believe we'll hear him shout when we have vanquished enough of the centaur to aggravate him into coming out. Good. Another bracer. Oh, Verog the Dervish yells, I am summoned, intruders. Come to my tent and face your death. Okay, so where... Is that him? Oh, there he is. Yes. Okay, that is him. Verog the Dervish. Well, I think we are more than equipped to be able to handle this. So let's just send in White Knight. Pepper in a few shots there. Despite him being a couple levels above us, I don't think it's going to be a real problem at all. I don't think he's going to be a real match for us here. Assuming we don't miss all of our shots. Definitely a couple resists in there, but in the end, we are victorious. Oh, look at that. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, so we need a few more bracers, but that's going to be an ongoing problem we have to deal with, I think, with more Centaur along the way. But in the meantime, I think we can go test these, the Stagnant Oasis. Yep, that's where we are. We can go test these seeds here in the water. So let's get ourselves a good vantage point here. Alright, let's check in with Tonga here and see what we have to say about those seeds. The Stagnant Oasis. Your findings are amazing. The seeds I gave you were dried and dead. Whatever rests under those oases can create life from nothing. We must study this more. Your findings are incredible, Story. These oases hold properties that must come from an outside source, or perhaps an inside one. I want to know how these fissures are affecting the beasts who drink from the oasis's water. Hunt oasis snapjaws at the lush water and stagnant oasis. Bring me their shells so I may examine them. Bring 8 altered snapjaw shells to Tonga Rune Totem. Interesting. I want to see how this affects life by killing life. I suppose that's one way to learn. Maybe it's a small price to pay. Alright, Sergra, we have the zebra hooves you asked for. How many zebra have you slain? Far more than 4, I can tell you that. Not bad, Story. Those zebras hold a lot of strength in their legs. A sharp kick from them can knock even a tauren on its haunches. It looks like you have some strength in you too. Are you ready for a real challenge? You betcha. Lay it on me. Prowlers of the Barrens. Now it's time to go after something that really bites. The Prowlers of the Barrens are a tough breed. Tough, resourceful, sly, and deadly. You'll find them among the tall grasses. You'll find many to the southwest of the crossroads. Be wary as you hunt them, Story, or you may find yourself no longer the predator, but instead the prey. Okay, so we need some Prowler claws. We can do that. Continuing to prove ourselves. Alright, let us... Gazrog. What do we got for Gazrog here? Oh, he's the one, right. Wanted raptor heads because they've been stealing from him. Do you have those heads, Story? Yes. They were less stringy than the zebra. You got rid of the raptors. Thank you, Story. You are a hunter of worth. I like to think so. You may have killed the raptors, but the silver they stole must be recovered. I have reports that the raptors have a large grouping of nests south of Ratchet, known as the Raptor Grounds. It is likely that they brought our stolen silver there. Go to this raptor haven and search for the stolen silver. When you find it, return it to me. Okay, so we're going to go collect some stolen silver. And does that bring us to the end of our quests? No, we've got the bundle of hides for, or I guess the fashioned leather goods for Jahan here. Jahan Hawkwing. It's very kind of someone to bestow us with a buff. Always appreciated while questing here.
I have just
Jahan Hawkwing. The Barrens, with its hot sun and hostile denizens, is the perfect place to test your strength and fortitude. Story, you are back from Thunder Bluff? Did you deliver the hides to Ahanu? I did. Here are the goods he sent me back with. Ahanu sent me finished products? Very good. There are many hunters and adventurers in the crossroads now, and business is lively. I am sure I'll sell these goods very soon. Thank you for all your efforts, Story. I am in your debt.
may the eternal
Well,
sun
I'm
shine.
happy to help. Always happy to help. Okay, so I believe we've got Verog's head as well, but that's further out, back to the west here. So I think that we will not return that head just yet. I think that we will go ahead and wrap up here. So yeah, we ventured around and dealt with another one of the centaur leaders. We cleaned up the last of some of our animal hunting with zebras and raptors. Made a delivery to, or two deliveries, I should say, to Thunder Bluff. And I think that next time we will venture down and deal with some pirates. So thank you so very much for joining me, and we'll get back to the story next time.